What's up, everybody? I'm back, and we're going to continue reading more of The Age of Apocalypse. So, last issue, Bishop finally got introduced into this world, and he kind of showed, he showed the real universe, a glimpse of the 616, of how things should have been if Legion didn't mess up the timeline. So, with that said, everyone a lot of people are like, he's a madman. Magneto's like, no, he's right. And so Eric's going to set a plan in motion. We haven't heard really what this plan is, but they've kind of called to unite all the factions. Nightcrawler was told that he needs to go find his mother Mystique because Magneto seeks her perspective and advice. So here we are, Excalibur #1. Let's do this. Before I get started, thank you guys who've been listening. Please give likes, follows, feedback, comments. I've been going back, starting to watch my videos, start to look at myself a little bit. I'm going to try to speak a little more clear and turn the volume up on the mic, and there's just a few things I'm going to try to do different. So let's do this. Excalibur, enter now the Age of Apocalypse. The pull drops through the glassy water, pushing past the thousands of crystalline shards of ice that hang in the river, slowly propelling the ferry back towards the rootless colors of the funeral world outside. Here, under low stone, in the greens and grays of a magical new world, it is the unknown. They call her Switchback. They called her Switchback, home in Detroit under the makeshift roofs where the sacred street mutants once huddled. She made her leap of faith now. Freezing and frightened, she doesn't know what happens next. But she's a million miles away from home, and she's never going back there again. Hello, the person on the boat said there'd be a guide here. I knew it. Gave away everything I owned to a bunch of scammers. There are no charlatans here. Ah! The Juggernaut. Sorry, you made me jump. I am Cain. Cast off your doubts. Your leap of faith has been rewarded. It is my purest pleasure to guide you from this place to the haven, where those such as us may be at peace. Avalon. The monolith in sack clothes does not speak again for the rest of the day. Switchback's quest seems never ending. She thought after the trek from America that killed all of her companions. Don't think about them, not about Gary, his hand on her cheek, his lifeless body adrift from the water. She thought she made it out. But no. It goes on. Her bones hurt. The forest canopy blocks the light she needs to take the frost out of her muscles. It's even worse at night. The meager fire the monks scattered doesn't sorry, I'm trying to do that. It's even worse at night. The meager fire the monks scratched together doesn't begin to help. The monk, Cain, doesn't seem to feel the weather. How is it? It's ridiculously cold. The fire wouldn't roast a rat if you dangled the bugger in the flames for a year. These are the only clothes I have, and there's still ice in them, and I'm stuck in a forest with an inane religious freak on steroids. That about cover it? I mean the outside. How is it? Worse, I see. We must continue. Aw, man. They trudge on. Switchback doesn't know whether to laugh or cry when Cain starts jabbering, tranced about some dead brother of his. Hours bleed into days, and she doesn't notice the mud getting warmer and wetter, not until it's almost upon her. The place, the haven, secreted deep in the hands of the Antarctic, warmed by the breaths of miracles. Avalon. For those of you who know the main 616, Avalon, this place, it exists in Antarctica. It's a savage land. Let's see. This is not America. It squats where America used to be, abusing itself and everything around it, fouling the air and poisoning the land. New York City lays in the guts of the thing. It's gotten worse. Stan Lee presents the Infernal Gallop. Vaulting from the wet gridwork uptown is the nightclub heaven. Only a soundless few appreciate the black cold-blooded joke of the name. The man who thought of it can these days barely summon any reaction to it. Warren Worthington, who has sold any piece of him worth keeping to make heaven what it is. This is the cost of holding a sliver of heaven in the guts of hell, then having no soul left to enjoy it. Worthington, have the arrangements been made, or must I become annoyed? Nightcrawler, please. I am aboard in enemy territory. Becoming invisible within shadows is useless if you are going to yell out my codename at every available juncture. Plain simple Kurt Darkholm will do. Now, have my travel arrangements been made? I told Remy, I told Plastic Magneto, I am legit now. I refuse to become a frontman for terrorists. No lights. You will become whatever I tell you to become. You exist solely upon the excellence of your groveling to Apocalypse, and your worth to us. Understood? I am not what you think I am, Kurt. None of us are what we seem. That is the way of the world. Let's make certain I have this straight. You need safe passage out of America. Too easy. And transportation to Antarctica to hook up with your mother. For God's sake, why? Magneto has ordered me to locate a woman named Destiny. She is known to my mother. We need her to corroborate a story. Destiny is in Avalon. Avalon? That was the bit I didn't get. The secret refuge for mutants and humans where they coexist in peace and harmony, singing songs, watering pot plants, hugging a lot too, I'll bet. Not so. My mother has for some years ferried refugees from her Antarctic station to the shores of Avalon. Yeah, she absolutely doesn't take everything they own and dump most of them in the freezing sea to die, and generally make a nice living off helpless people. The arrangements now. Warehouse on East River, big abandoned place called Stark Holdings. Ask for Proud Star. Don't let me see you again. Hiding like a virus in the flesh of America, Magneto's stronghold base to the X-Men, and stage from where Eric Magnus Lencher, whom those who hope call Magneto, intends to rewrite the world. Raven, we must keep this communication short. The equipment is unreliable, and even intercontinental calls are difficult now. Fine, I'll make this short. No, I will not go to Avalon. I understand the problems involved, Mystique. However, this is not a request. You will stand ready to receive your son Kurt, and then extract Destiny from Avalon and bring her here. No, Kurt must have explained why I won't do this, Eric. I will not set foot on Avalon. End of argument. I said I understand, but allow me to explain why you'll comply. If you help, I will not have your location divulged to Apocalypse, who of course can be more than happy to tear off all your arms and legs. If you help, I will not tear off all your arms and legs. Raven, you are the only person outside Avalon who knows Destiny by sight. And past history with Destiny, any moral compunction about entering Avalon must be cast aside. Well, at least I can look forward to seeing my son again. We all need a future to look forward to. The dirty rain finally stops falling in Manhattan, but the alien heat of the damaged climate evaporates the black puddles, and the city grows smothered in stinking cess-colored fog. Stench and orders stop Kurt Darkholm from wasting time forcing boards or hunting secret doors. Inside, the explosive reek of teleportation mixes with the composite of salt and rotting wood and dust and incense. What is this place? It is a church. I presume you are Nightcrawler, the X-Man we were warned of your coming. I am John Proudstar. This is Ghost Dance, the first link of the Infernal Gallop. I shall kill Worthington when I return. He knows what I think of churches. The angel did say that you'd have some bad experiences with the Christian church in your youth. I'll bet he did. Why are these people dancing? This is a variant on the ghost dance religion practiced by our people in the Old West. We believe that if we danced long enough, with enough passion, then God would wipe the white man out, and each of us killed by whites would be reborn. Now we dance for the erasure of apocalypse from our land. That is asinine. We are all looking for something to hope for, Darkholm. You know my name? All of us working on the Infernal Gallop, this refugee pipeline from here to Avalon, know about the Darkholms. We know how your mother strips everything of worth from her transporters before doing her job. My mother does her job. What more do you want? Honesty, decency. This is a holy chore we do. Don't avoid the point. Just teleport finger off. Rude to the point. Now listen. My mother does a good thing. Why shouldn't she skim a little payment for it? What's free in this world anymore? You vermin should be grateful she's there at all. What would your Infernal Gallop, your refuge pipeline be without her? Nothing. Now get me to the Antarctic. Get me out of here unnoticed. This curfew period is now extended to 0930 hours. Failure to observe curfew punishment, as detailed in the atrocity zone section of the manifesto. You are approaching the Citadel. By the grace of Apocalypse, licensed baseline humans will declare their gene scan at central introduction. Whoa, where do you think you're going, red-skinned girly? Karma. What's this? Martins and Domini, excludum by the grace of Apocalypse. All Madre clergy, please progress to their chapels for prayers marines. Descent to conference. Sepulture registered. Gene slot matched to Daniel Moonstar. X. I believe this is Deadpool right here. Cold, Daniel. Cease killing the guards, or you will be next to die. At this point, I value them more than I do you. There have been developments at the Ghost Dance. What's wrong with Dead Man Wade? Or there have been developments at the Ghost Dance. What's wrong with Dead Man Wade? He is regressing to his days at the eugenics program. Kurt Wagner is at the Ghost Dance. The descendants intend to transport him to Antarctica, sir. Avalon is in the Antarctic. Wagner's mother is there. He said so. Locate the place for future reference. I will allow no refugee. Damask, prepare these two, your pale riders, for a sea trip. Blue fur? The Edge of Manhattan, Excalibur. The submarine. The submarine, its decrepit stealth machinery groaning and grinding, slides from beneath Ghost Dance into the poisoned Hudson. Nearly 100 refugees huddle in cramped icy cargo bay, cramped icy cargo bay, locked into an uncertain future. And Kurt Darkholm, he's thinking about his mother. He is thinking about half the things they say are a quarter of her. He's thinking that if half the things they say are a quarter true of her, Avalon, or he's thinking of half the things they say are a quarter true, Avalon. My sister, I have guided this woman to our place. She is known as Switchback. Do not call me Sister Kane. You mean well, but it does not have that indefinable ring of old age to it. Welcome, my dear. If you shall be Switchback, then I shall be Destiny. But one day soon we must. The burning, God help me. It's all burning. Help us. I see the apocalypse. Good shit. This is good stuff. I'm going to stop right there. Thank you guys for joining me. The next time we read this, the next time we follow this story, because the stories, I'm not reading them all. I'm reading them in the order they were released and supposed to be, with the exception of that Blink thing. Anyways, We'll get to Dead Man Wade. You guys will see Nightcrawler fight Deadpool. All right, guys. You guys have a good night. Keep liking, keep giving us feedback, and just keep following. Thank you. Peace.